Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's live event where we are going to be doing website reviews. So, if you want to have your website review today, now's the day to do it. We're going to take a look at 4 websites already here, but if you want to have your website looked at, if we have time, we'll take a look at it today. If not, there is in the description a link that you can click and you can fill out that form to join our first come, first serve form submissions. So if you want to have your website review, it's a great time to have it done. During website reviews, what we do is we take a look at your website, see ways we can make improvements, or just see what you're doing. You might be doing a fabulous job, but we're going to take a look and see what we can do to improve and make sure that you are staying profitable and at the end of the day, friendly user friendly for your customers. So we're going to give people some time to get settled in, and then we'll get started. All right, let's go ahead and get started for today. Again, if you want to have your website review, please fill out the submission link in the description. And if you want to find out more details, you can always go to blog.photobiz.com to see all the tips and tricks that we have available right now. So if you go there, you'll be able to see the latest news, such as new features, new templates, and new writing prompts are available for SEO. So if you need help with writing for SEO, this is going to help you. It's going to also give you some other tips and tricks throughout the, just for your website and business in general. So take a look at our blog.photobiz.com for general tips and help when it comes to building websites and becoming more profitable. Now, let's dive right on into our website reviews for today. If you have any questions or comments, leave it in the comment section and we'll go ahead and dive right on in. Okay, so the first website we're looking at is called artandsoulrevived.com. They are in Southeast Louisiana. Wedding and portraits. Got some good information here. I'll give this a little bit of breathing room. This is kind of butted up to the images. We've got some nice images here. Need some space right here for our color. I've maybe even removed the color. Seems kind of just alien to the rest of this section, but it's right now kind of just tucked. And with the rollover animation, there's like it's a strange effect to have here. I would fix that. Got a banner image here that rolls down into some informational section. Down into a form. Okay, so just looking at it from the homepage, I would definitely make some small little tweaks here and there. I would put some space between this. I might even start out, instead of it being purely on text as soon as it opens, I would like maybe this banner image be pulled up above the southeast Louisiana area. I think that would be really nice. It's just to kind of start with some imagery right from the start. And then we scroll into the descriptive. Then we can see these images. I would add a little space, a little air between here, just to have some breathing room. You see how much breathing room is from the menu? I want a little bit breathing room like that for here. And then when we come down to here, this section is just feeling kind of janky. I would definitely fix this. It just kind of feels alien to the rest of the page. I would like maybe change this blue to white, or make this section larger and add some white space in between that so it doesn't sit flush with this white gap. It just feels like almost like that Tetris piece kind of falling into place, especially when we slap that over it. This section I recommend pulling up to the top. That way we slide right into this area, which is really nice, and then this latter half, which is really nice as well. You can also adjust your form, so if you want to make this shorter so it doesn't feel so long, you can then move these blocks accordingly on this other column here too. So that's what I would recommend for the home page. Let's jump over to see what the blog is. Okay, got this. Great job being concurrent and always updating your blog. That's really good. It's really good for SEO purposes. Let's see what you got recently. Great bits of information about the type of event you got going on. That looks really nice. Yeah, that's pretty good. You got a nice call to action to booking. Let's check out the next one. This one's actually for an event you've shot. Got a couple images. Perfect. Nice to have. What else could you add? I mean, if you wanted to, you could add a button down here at the bottom. Since you have the text version here about the actual event, Robin, I would definitely maybe just put a button down here. If they scroll away here, they can say reach out, something about reach out for your event or something like that. But let's look at one more blog. This one is a senior, it looks like. Great. Same recommendations. Just make sure there's a way to click, contact us. Let's go ahead and have this clickable as well. So just make sure that you have a link on all your blogs that reach back to you. All right, let's click on the about. Okay, got some great information. Okay, so yeah, just a little bit about you and Denny. Looks really good. This part's really nice. If anything, I might just bring this, change the size of this banner. Since it's an about section, I want to jump right to the details about you. Maybe I just want to cut this, I think right now it might be on if it's on a medium or a full page, cut it down to the next size below, just so we can go ahead and start it like right across right here of you two in the portrait frame. I think that'd be nice. Great bit of information. Not too bad. A little extra information about you. Only thing else, yeah, we'll just, if you update that form on that one page, it'll update here, so I think that'll be good. Any other thing you could add here, you could add like a button that leads to your services. I think that could be nice as well. Okay, so we got a little bit here. Got some images. Okay, so nice little bit of information here. Got a huge thick banner here. Might even want to reduce that or give this more padding, because right now you see how this has got a lot of space, but then this doesn't. It feels kind of sandwiched at the top, but you have a lot of brevity below it. I definitely would just make sure that it kind of has the similar capacity on both sides. So maybe bring this up a little bit, but like push this down a little bit so it has air on each side, but not too much below and not too squeezed at the top. Next, this section looks really good. Check the availability, looks good. Wedding collections can be found here. So what happens when we click here? It takes us to something. Okay, so we'll take a look at that as well, and then check availability. That takes us to the actual booking options for it. So that looks good. Yeah, so definitely just make sure that this is fitted down a little bit, and you might even want to change some of the padding, like when it runs off to just a single word, you might be able to change it just so it squeezes it a little bit, or you might even bring up some of the things and then bold specific words. That way people understand, like, oh, these are vital informations. That looks good, because I love this section. This looks great. I'm like scrolling past it to get to the visual component, if that makes sense. And, images look great. View more of our wedding. Check out our blog. Yep, that's awesome. And yeah, here below you could tie this right here with this blue. You could put another blue section below it, and it's just kind of say view other galleries. Could say something like that. That way people know where to go next, or view more. All right, seniors. See, I love how thin this one is compared to the other one. That looks great. This is nice and balanced. Looks good. I might recommend changing this approach with the gallery, the full length scroll through. On desktop, you can see how it is. It's great on mobile, but mobile's going to look good no matter what you choose. It's going to kind of default to this style anyway. What I recommend is, for desktop, I would recommend going with like the similar style. That way it's consistent. So I love this because they can click in and look at the images larger anytime. So I definitely recommend doing that to your senior page as well. It'll reduce the loading times and the size of the images, so people on desktop don't have to pine through, because you want them to be able to look at every image and then click to have that experience. I think that'll be more provocative and engaging to your customers. The other half is great, leading right up to the form. The font style changed on here, just to let you know that. Add a little air here and there. Great images. Using a lighter blue, just might want to darken that so it's a little bit easier to read. Make it that darker blue tone maybe. I would add an image component once in a while. We're getting a wall of text here. This can be a little daunting for some people to read through. So if you want to break it up with a text plus image section, you could, like maybe right here. You could add an image next to it, but with all these details here, just to break up the monotony and make it easier for the user to read through and have a nice page flow to the page. Let's check out portraits. Add a little space above and below this. Looks good. Nice family portraits. And same recommendations that I had on the other page about this. You could have the whole view more option there as well. It looks good overall, not too bad. Down here, looks good. Cool, not bad. Yep, and then have that view more so people understand. Let's check out the booking page. Okay, looks good, and then they can click which one they want to as well. Okay, yeah, fast and easy, huh? Clients. Yeah, that's fine. Not too many, so it works for that style. And you got the thing at the bottom, and then your client proof leads off to client gallery, and then your contacts. Let's check that. Yeah, my biggest recommendation is for that secondary navigation port, make sure that you have something that highlights like view more or something like that, so people know that this is kind of a brand new section. that form will update, so all these blocks kind of make it a little bit more, so it doesn't start icicle down on one side. I think that'd be good. Just some little tweaks here and there. Mostly, it's the highlighting the banners and spacing between items. I think that'll be huge once you get that fixed. And again, reach out to our team. We'll be able to assist you on that stuff. But that's really it, and just making sure things are consistent. You know, the font style changes once we get over here. We want to make sure it's consistent with the rest of the pages, and we just want to make sure everything looks good. And any part that might feel like slow or dull, we want to break up with the ability for people to, you can put an image next to some words. But other than that, it's looking really great. Just here and there, little tweaks that I'd make, and you can go from there. But great job, Robin, Denny. Just small tweaks. Homepage, that's definitely the biggest thing I would tweak on this page. So if you have any questions, just reach out to us. We'll be happy to help. All right, let's jump over to our next website. So this is Diane Mazur. I definitely would want you to create like some type of text logo or something. Right now when I come to this page, I might not know where I'm at, besides seeing this right here. But if I was looking at it, I might not know that I'm on an art gallery page or anything like that. So, all right, so we start off, we have video content. Let's take a look. So little videos. Okay. Then we have like a 3D element. Showcasing how your paintings can look different in 4 ways. Okay. Then we have something in the studio. This is awesome. People love this type of stuff. Having some fun, making some art. Look at that. Looks really cool. So yeah, what I would definitely recommend is for the homepage or just the website in general, having some type of identifier as you. It doesn't have to be a logo. It just needs to say who you are. I think that would be really nice, just to make sure people know where they're at and what they're exploring. Some other stuff that you could do just on the homepage itself is just a little brief introduction about you, and then going right into your work. Now, some of the stuff we might be able to create into a looping video banner. I think that might be nice too, especially like just seeing how you're going right into this section. This would be really cool to have so people can see you at work even if they don't click on this video. So something I would recommend just to really amp up the presentation of the page. But other than that, the work for itself will speak. But just a few things just for technical aspects like SEO, this could really enhance your website by having some little brief introduction and then a really cool little video to engage with people right away on that side. Now let's jump into the types of work that you have. Okay, so we kind of come to a portal. This is what it's going to talk about, and then this goes into the 4-way works. But if I click here, does it take me there? So I would even almost break out the 4-way works into its own drop down, if that makes sense, since it seems like its own series. And maybe anything that might be a series might need its own drop down. Anything collected, standard, not in a series, could be in the artwork. That way you don't go through this awkward puzzle, if that makes sense, because I'd rather they have their own drop downs that says like 4-way works up in the top menu, and then about and the work itself, if that makes sense. But learn a little bit about it, then we drop down into viewing it. can see it from multiple views. So that's really cool. Yeah, pretty neat. Cool installations and stuff. Very cool. For the Vortex series, it's going through this puzzle again. Definitely, like I said, I think they need their own drop downs for the series. And then Vortex artwork. Yep. Same. Yeah, same criticism I'll give you there is just to put them in their own places. Anything that might be considered a series, like artwork, can live on its own, and I think that would be really nice. And then you have collages and all that stuff. So artwork could be like everything except for those larger series, like the Vortex series and the Four-Way Works series. I think that would be really nice. It'll just make it a little bit easier, user friendly at the end of the day. Okay, very cool. Let's check out installations. Ooh, first time we see white on a page. Striking after looking at that darker tone for a while. And then the about page here. Looks good. Now I'm curious why you switched to white for these pages, but the other pages are all in gray. You might want to switch back or keep one or the other, because now we're back to gray. And it's really up to you what you want to choose on that side, but just something I recommend. Going from a dark website to a light website can sometimes be such a drastic switch to people. And these are articles and such. You have this long icicle information. You can turn on text wrapping and it'll just back to normal size, and that'll cut down the size of this page. Very cool. And then your contact page. Simple enough, right? So Diane, some things I would definitely recommend is let's put a little bit of information about you at the top. Maybe even a video looping banner would be really cool for this page. And then maybe like just a brief, like tiny paragraph about who you are and the work that you do. Reorganizing this artwork structure would be really nice. Put your series or collections in one area, and then everything else can be filtered through the artwork area. So maybe it's just tweaking those and just giving it a little bit more easier paths for people to be able to read and learn about each work. And then your abouts, it goes into all white on these pages versus the darker tones. Definitely want to make sure that we aren't making too drastic of a change so people feel like thrown off. And also, you go from something dark to light, your eyes have to adjust to that. So it can feel very drastic in that nature. Other than that, those are my only recommendations. Again, if you need any help with that, please reach out to our team. But otherwise, your art's very interesting, very engaging. Now we just want to make sure that the page is reflecting that as well. All right, let's check out our next website, Cloud9 Photography. Up in the top, frequently asked questions is standard case while everything else is uppercase. So just look at that. Let's take a look through. Got some information, got some larger icons that might be able to go side by side on each so they don't take up too much space on the page. Got some color shifting. Make sure that it's all one color. I think that would be really nice. And then the form is slightly obscured. You might need help with the overlapping effect. It's overlapping informational points for your form. See, there's like information underneath there that people won't be able to see. So you want to make some tweaks on that. And then you have the color swatch down here, which I don't mind it here. It just feels kind of different compared to, it's a different shade. And then it doesn't match the shape of this one. You'd want them to have a familiar shape if you're going to create it. As in terms for the homepage itself, nice opening image banner, nice bit of information about, who you are, what you're going to apply to their business, where you're located. I definitely would just restructure this section. This takes up a lot of space. There's some different layouts we could utilize for that. That colors, make sure it matches more of this teal tone. This section looks great. It's nothing too bad about that. And then down here, we want to fix the overlapping form because right now it's being obscured. So we would want to fix that. So if you need to reach out to our team about that, please do. We'll be happy to help you there. But other than that, it looks really good. You could actually make this phone number go right up next to email, and that'll just shorten this form just by a single block. So that would just help with some space saving. But otherwise, really looking nice. We do have some text up here that's floating. I'm guessing this was put in your header thinking it would be some SEO, but this is actually a detriment to your website, so I definitely would remove that when possible. It does nothing but just look like that. It's actually not doing any work. Great photo, great bit of information. Nice section here like that. Yeah, this is awesome. This page is great. Good job. Only thing I'd recommend after that is you could have a link down here to the bottom that goes to your portfolio. You could add links right here. So you could add a button to each of these sections if you wanted to lead to someone's Instagram. Instead of just saying that, they could click on it and drive them over there. Or you could have just a button that leads to right here to either book with you, connect with you, or see my portfolio. Check it out. Simple enough. It's a very simple. It's a traditional gallery. What you could do to enhance these pages is definitely just putting like a paragraph of text, and it doesn't have to be at the top. It could be at the bottom, and it's just stuff that's going to help with search. So you could write something about portraiture for families or seniors. Family milestones right in here. You could definitely put all that details in there, so when people are looking for family photography in Louisiana, that you're going to display in the search results. And that's where it kind of works with on-page SEO, and then you could add the SEO elements if they don't exist yet for this page as well in the SEO section. Same thing probably going to be for the seniors. Same recommendations based on that, because you got great looking photos. Now we just want to enhance these to be like landing pages instead of just galleries. That way you are being discovered in search more and more often and more competitively. But the stuff looks great. Great headshots, great senior shots, family shots. Let's check out your events. Very sharp, very clean. That's one thing I'll say. It looks really nice. Same recommendations. And then you could put like a different conversation on each page. Like this one could be focused on events and that you help with when you're photographing. So you want to make sure that people are knowing to book you for any type of event, especially if you're doing stuff with a lot of like woman empowerment and things like that. That also goes a long way. So it's just key context words that you can throw in there as well, just so when people are searching for that. FAQ. Looks like you're just using traditional text blocks, but you could use the FAQ blocks here if you wanted to. What's nice about them is you can decorate them a little bit, but you can also use different styles like collapsible accordion style, so people can click right onto the question they have a question they're looking for an answer for. That also saves time. It makes the page look a little bit more attractive as well. So something to think about. Something else that you could add to this page is down here at the bottom. Have more questions, please talk to me, connect with me or something like that. Let's jump over to your services page. Okay, so we have it set up this way. Interesting. I haven't seen it done this way before. So they click here and they go right into the thing. Okay. Very interesting. And this goes into the scheduler. Huh. Well, this is a very unique way of seeing it. I haven't seen it in this way. I'm curious how easy this is for your customers of when they're choosing. I'm guessing if they're doing it through, the phone, it's going to come in like this and it's no problem, which is awesome because they can just click and book, right? That's what you want. But for desktop, that's very unique. I don't know. I might change the layout, but if it's working for you, then by all means keep it. But it just, to me, I'm like, oh, I thought these were images and I didn't know these were items I could choose. And maybe there's a disconnect there. Maybe you could add something like click on which service that you prefer. So that's the only thing I would kind of look into maybe changing, just to make it a little bit more organized and easier to choose from. But for phone, it's going to be fine. All right, let's check out the blog. All right, looks like you're pretty consistent, so stay busy. Hey, maybe it's working, right? No hurt on that. So I'm glad that looks like you're really, really writing stuff. Got some good stuff. Great photos. What would I add here? Let's add a button. Connect with Cloud9 for your session, right? For your event, for your photos. Same thing on this one. Just give them something to do at the bottom. That way they can click to connect with you. But these are great. These are awesome. Great photos, not too many. Great little conversational pieces. All you need now is to add that little, like, want a session just like, Julian, click here, simple enough. Then you got your galleries, great. And then let's check out your senior referral program. Okay, how do I do it? There seems to be a component missing. Is there a way I could connect with you? Do you need a form here? I think that's what you need here. This part seems to be missing. I like the idea of it, but have them connect with you. Yeah, I want, if you have a referral program, let's have it ready. Reach out to that person. Have them the ability, like, hey, I got 4 friends, they can get photos, yada, yada, yada. So that way you can set up a dialogue with someone. Yeah. Overall, I think this is a really, really amazing, you've done a really good job, so it's really done well. Checking to make sure everything else looks good. Kind of insider. Okay. So you got a bunch of little things here and there. Overall, I think the website's really, really well done. I think it's very organized. I definitely don't think you need this little here. This looks like an error because it's in the header area and it doesn't actually do anything for SEO purposes like it would have done back in the day. Now we would consider it black hat SEO, so we don't want to have that. That can be a detriment to your website. I would change this color to make sure that's reflected this color. I would also fix the form. I would make these 2 blocks go in the better organization of one another, and then pull this out so it's not obscuring the form, and then maybe rearrange this section here. Otherwise, I think the page looks good. Your about's fantastic. These pages are great. Maybe just add a little context at the bottom with the opportunity to book with you. I think that would be nice. Same for all the other galleries. For the FAQ, maybe even think about choosing taking the context here and just copy and pasting it in the FAQ blocks and utilizing a different style that might look really nice. And then offering the option for connecting with you here. You still have questions, click here because you have it in the Gmail option. Let's get them to connect with you via form. Because right now, where's the contact page? It's tucked here at the bottom. Oh, it's not. You don't even have a contact page. See, that's what I'm missing. So you need to make sure that, just the form alone is how you're getting people to connect with you. But if you want to put the contact down here at the bottom, you should create a just contact page with just the form on it to connect with you. For the services page, Again, it's going to look great on mobile, but I might change this styling because I might not know which one to click on and that these would take me to service pages. So something I'll definitely look into, maybe modifying, okay? Blog is fantastic. Just add a call to action to book with you at the end of any article. I think that'd be really nice too. And for your senior program, a contact page or a link to the contact page about the program would be really nice, just so you can start that dialogue. But overall, Cloud 19, you're doing really great. Just a few small things I tweak here and there. Shouldn't take you that long to do. But if you need any help, please reach out to our team. They'll be happy to help. All right, let's take a look at our last website for today. Rebecca Cloverdale Photography. All right, going to hit refresh. There we go. So we're starting out with some nice images. Nice little rotating banner. Okay, looks cool. Oh, Australia, okay. Nice light and airy tones. Colors look really good. Love the little bit of storytelling here. Looks really nice. Love the color choice with it. Looks good with it. I like the little arches that kind of pulling us into where we want to go. Nice little client testimonial. Types of services offered. I love this photo. You use it twice already, so I would maybe pick and choose. But I do like it. It looks good right here together. Nice little family portrait. Cake smash. Fairy tales. So a little bit of everything, right? I'd probably shrink this down, the mailing list one. This is really, compared to everything else, which is informational, this is taking up so much space, and it's just to tell people, hey, join my mailing list. So maybe something a little bit smaller. But the rest of the page is looking really great. Got great bit of information. Got nice little blocks to kind of highlight each section, so it's not too overwhelmed with like just text or anything of that nature. Easy to navigate towards, like, okay, I know where to go next after this. We're going to go to the about, or we can go to either a portfolio or blog. We can read some more information, or we can go straight into booking. So, it's a longer homepage, but it gets to the point and it says what it needs to say. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. I like it. Biggest thing I've changed is this is just so large. All right, let's go to the next one. Blog page. All right, so you're blogging, so that's good. Good. Pretty consistent. Let's take a look at this one. Oh, okay, got this. Okay, so you're putting text for the images. Okay, you're creating titles, almost like trying to do alt text, it looks like. You don't have to do it this way unless you really want to. There is a way to do it in the system by just adding it. But right now it looks like it's utilizing it as titles, which is fine. You also don't have to show every photo unless you really want to. The photos are great. Like this is awesome. I like being able to scroll like right through there and then showing it like that. That's great. At this point, there's tons of beautiful images. You can withhold some of these and create like a page that's hidden that goes deeper into this collection if you want to. That way people are like drawn in deeper into the pages of the session. The one thing I'm going to say I'm going to recommend is you have your booking session down all the way at the bottom. I bet most people get to about maybe here, where your first break might be, maybe, right? You might want to put one there. Most people will not scroll all the way down. So that's one reason why I say when we do the film strip style, it takes up a lot of real estate and engagement. And for phone, it's probably fine, but for desktops, people stop short. Statistics have shown us they only make it about you know, right about here on most pages. So, might want to look at different styles. The collage might work better for you, things like that. So, just something that I would recommend. Let's take a look at another one. Yeah, it's probably going to be similar to the other, yeah. And I really like the film strip options, but I think maybe only showcasing like your favorite 10 would be definitely what I would do for this style of approach. Got some good storytelling, reaching out. Yeah. And then let's just see a maternity. Let's see. Great bit of information, great photos, dark and moody. Goes down the page. Yeah, the only thing I would recommend at this point is, again, your 10 favorite. There's going to be familiarity in a lot of these, like these two, very similar. For the customer, for luring in more customers, just show them your like 5 to 10 favorite images and then getting them to book. That's all you need to do. But otherwise, it looks really great. All right, let's jump over to the portfolio. Love this. And we're going back down the page in the film strip. I was liking what the collage was doing here. This is looking really nice. I would love if you could transform that into this. The film strip, it would be better to see more images at once than down the line, because once we get the mobile, it's gonna look like this anyway, right? So look at the top half though. You're gonna have this nice little wow. It's got a lot more wow factor to it. So definitely recommend trying to fit more in that lane. Yeah, see, every time, boom, it's amazing looking. So I definitely would use either the collage style for you, or the pinboard option would be really, really helpful as well. And then we have 2 booking buttons. Pick which one you prefer. All right, let's go to maternity. Great big large images. Again, a collage, maybe start with a big epic picture like this, but then roll into the collage would be really nice. Just some recommendations I have on that. Because again, this is going to look great on mobile, but for desktop, it's a lot. And you can make it feel like a lot big, which is good, like this, and then make it slideshow, right? Versus big and then scrolling. You're making the customer work. Less work, the easier. Yeah, same recommendations on this page as well. I like the idea. I want to see like the story of like the birthday, right? But I love it when it's larger like this. It just for desktop experience, it's great. Okay. Same recommendation on this as well. Yeah, pretty much same recommendations on all these galleries. I think the scroll down is fine for the blog, but in minimum capacity. For the gallery, I think larger and more like a gallery versus the scroll would be more suitable. Now this is fine, since it's kind of like a side by side all the way down. I just want that all the way through. Like we break it up slightly here, but I would like it kind of consistent all the way through that way. And this would go to a mini page. Yeah. I'm guessing this event, is already elapsed. So, not too bad. I would definitely just get straight to the details a little bit faster. Don't need the rolling over effect for, the context for the titles. I think you could have, landing page should have been like an image of the mother and daughter, photography specials, limited time session, little blurb here, what's going to happen. You could break it out into like a step 1, step 2, step 3, book, session, pick your favorite photos, something like that. And then the booking option would be like right on this page instead of having to click through. Simple enough. I would add a little space above this so it's not sticking straight to the white. And then all your book nows. Okay, let's see what we got. Baby packages. Okay, so you separate it this way, huh? Cool. Very cool. I like this. This makes it really organized. This is one of the better organized versions of this. Yeah, very cool. So I think your booking page is awesome. Like, it's very well organized and fast to get to which style of photography that I want to book for. So great job on that. I would fix this mommy and me. There's photos just kind of hanging out there. And then your gift cards. So Rebecca, I think you got a really strong website. There's some things that I would just modify to, for consistency factors, for also enhancing the website just to make it more attractive. I think you got a lot of great stuff, but now we just want to make it more user-friendly at the end of the day and just spin it up to be more attractive in spots, especially like the galleries. I think that collage beginning of those newborns is really awesome. Think about how you can do that to the rest of the page versus this. It feels like so long and then empty at the same time. When we have this mass volume, this style, or using the pinboard style, it's just gonna really, really make it feel like so good. So think about what you could do for that. And then specials. Think about in the future the landing page option. You want a banner, headline about what it's about, process, and then the actual scheduling option directly on the page. For your portfolios, that was all I have recommended. And then blogs, 10 to 15 photos per blog would be good so it loads fast, but also just don't want to overwhelm by giving away too much of the fun. But then make sure there's call to actions to book with you in those elements when possible. And then your book now page is great. Homepage, I think it was really strong, really attractive, easy to navigate, easy to fall in place. Just wanted to change this image so it didn't take up too much real estate because it's kind of just there versus doing something. So that's really my recommendations based on what I saw today. Those are what I would change. If you have any questions, you can reach out to our team. You can also reach out to me. And if you want, we do have services available. So let's take a look. Again, if you need any extra help, you can go to our blog.photobiz.com. You can read about what's new, our features that are available there. We have brand new pre-designed blocks that helps build your website even faster than ever before. One click, you choose a block, and now you got a new design. Now you just got to change the context in it, and you can utilize our PhotoBiz AI as a springboard to help you with coming up with what to write about. We also have brand new design templates that you can choose from. We also have the ability to help you with writing SEO prompts for your website and much, much more. We have so many things coming out right now that you should be so excited about. Some of the latest features I've been just so excited to talk about. Pre-designed blocks are fantastic, though. You definitely want to check it out if you haven't built a page yet with it. It just makes things faster, but also more fun than ever before, because now it's like instant results. Instant. And then you can just make the little tweaks here and there versus coming to an empty board and being like, well, what do I do next? So definitely check it out. Now, again, if you need help, if you want us to help anyone today or anyone watching, you can go to our education.photobiz.com. You can click on coaching. We have services available. I just got done with a session before I started coaching or teaching here today. We did a design assistance, and we got a lot done in that last hour. We pretty much went through his pages, helped with his SEO, restructured his homepage, and I went through and fleshed out a few pages for him. So get him on his feet as soon as possible. But you have the option of getting started, design services, assistance for e-commerce, client galleries, marketing, forms and contracts, and SEO. So if you need any of that help, reach out to our team. $150 for 1 hour, you get a lot done. Trust me. Definitely want to take advantage of that when you can. You can also see our upcoming events that we have available. We got an event coming up for video content, so you want to take a look at that next Friday. So we're going to be doing that. And then after that, we're back on website reviews. And then Ask Me Anything about video. Again, we'll also be talking about, options like, how do you talk to AI and things like that. So that'll be something that we'll be talking about in that time period. We'll also be doing one about domain management July 11th after the holiday, July 4th. So you can see we got a lot of cool things coming up that you definitely want to join us for and that we'll be able to assist you with. So I just want to thank everyone for joining me today. Again, if you have any questions, reach out to our team. Our team is happy to assist you. We'll be happy to help. All right. Hope everyone has a great